Hello people, I am a guy with skills, and today we are going to be looking at some common Punch-Out walls. But what is a wall, like in a video game? A wall in a video game is like when you're doing pretty good in a game, and then there's this one thing that you can't beat no matter how hard you try. And we're going to be looking at some Punch-Out walls. So I'm just going to be looking at some of them. If you have a wall that you're stuck on and don't know how to beat it, I would just recommend looking on some other YouTube video. But anyways, the first one is Piston Honda. Piston Honda is really hard for a couple reasons. He is the first boss in Punch-Out, and he's pretty difficult for a new player. Okay? His jab only has a very small tail that a new player will not be able to see. And also his uppercut cannot be countered to get a star, and he also throws in some delayed jabs to make it tricky to dodge them. But none of that even compares to the Honda Rush. The Honda Rush is when he goes back and then he steps forward, and then he just hits you with jabs, uppercuts, and jabs. It's very hard for a new player to beat. But this is how you beat him. First of all, when you see his eyebrow twitch, that's when he's about to deliver a jab. So you can dodge that, or you can counter it to get a star. Okay? With his jab, you can punch him in the head to get a star as well. And with his uppercut, just dodge it, okay? And for the Honda Rush, all you really need to do is pretty much basically all you need to do is there's two ways to do it. Either when he comes, you can block, and then you can dodge the uppercut and then punch him a ton. Or when he's stepping back, when he's stepping forward, you can counter it before he punches, and he will get knocked out. And that's two ways to counter the Honda Rush. But anyways, after Piston Honda, after a couple fights after that, there will be King Hippo. Now, King Hippo is very hard for a new player yet again, because with his overhand and his jab, when you dodge it, you can't counter it, and that would be very confusing for a new player. But there's a way to beat him. When he's about to do his overhand, punch him in the head, okay? That will make it so you will be able to punch him. But once you punch him in the head, you must punch him in the stomach. And you can't do it before the jab. You can only do it before the overhand, okay? So it was time for the next fighter. Okay, now this one is the second boss in the game, Bald Bull. Okay? Bald Bull is when the game starts getting really difficult. Even for somebody who's a bit experienced, it can be kind of difficult. It's because his rolling jabs, are one of the quickest attacks used as a scene in the game right now. His hooks are pretty quick, and his uppercuts are very, very quick. Very, very quick, okay? And nothing that compares to his special move, the Bull Charge. The Bull Charge is when he goes back, and then he charges at you and punches you. And if he punches you, it will be an instant knockdown for you. Okay? But there is a way to counter that. But pretty much, you just have to counter it, like Piston Honda's thing, okay? And actually, on the right of the audience, there will be a camera flash. And when that camera flashes, if you press the punch button, it will counter it, and you'll get knocked down instantly as well. But what about his other attacks? Well, when he's rolling his jab, you can punch him in the head before he does it and get a star sometimes. With his hook, you can also punch him in the head when he's moving his hands, and you get a star from that. And with the uppercut, just practice until you can dodge it. I would recommend saving up your stars sometimes, because sometimes you can dodge them. But after him, in the world circuit, is Mr. Sandman. Now, Mr. Sandman is very hard to beat no matter how much you practice. But there is a couple, but let me explain why it's hard. He has the rolling jabs, a bold roll, but they're even quicker. Same with his hook. And another thing about it is it's kind of like King Hippo, how you have to punch him in the head, then punch him in the stomach. And when you punch somebody in the stomach and punch out, I think it doesn't do as much damage. So that makes it so you can't do that much damage to him. Now luckily he doesn't have an uppercut. He has something even worse. The Dreamland Express. It's 3 uppercuts. Okay, he just stands there for a random amount of time and then does his 3 very quick uppercuts, and you have 1/3 of the second. 1/3 of the second. 1/30th of the second to dodge it. Do you realize that how hard that is? 1/30th of the second to dodge 3 uppercuts? That is very difficult, okay? But there's some things that you can do. Pretty much all you have to do is just dodge. Just dodge as quick as you can, and maybe you might be able to do it. But that's all the advice I can give you. But those are the most common rolls in Punch-Out. If you have the if you have the common wall that I have not talked about, I would recommend looking at a channel called Design4 and look at his Punch-Out NES series, and he will explain how to beat all of the opponents, and also how they are very powerful and how they intimidate you. Not sponsored, by the way, though. Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.